Hi everyone, Ken here. How's everyone doing today? I hope well. Today we're going to make crab rangoon. Now our friend and cameraman Casey asked for this, so I said absolutely. So first we're going to start off with 8 ounces of cream cheese. We're just going to take this now and plop it right in our bowl. Get that out of the way. I have 4 ounces of imitation crab. Now with the crab, you can use the crab, canned crab, if you want to spend the money to use whole crab or frozen crab. You could do that, but it's quite expensive. But if you do want to use the canned crab, what you have to do is you got to open it up, pour it into something like a fine screen, rinse it off, and then put this in an ice bath. Hook it onto something, have that sitting in there with ice water for at least 10 minutes because it'll get rid of the fishy smell and taste. Okay, but most people probably had imitation crab, so that's where we're going to use imitation crab. So 4 ounces here, we're using about the same size amount of volume as the cream cheese, but it's a little bit lighter, so that's why it weighs less. So we have a half cup of green onions, about 4 green onions is what I used. Slice them thin, so when you put everything together, it doesn't fall apart. I have 1 clove of crushed garlic here. I'm going to drop that right in there. Get that all goodness in there. Even a little piece. Okay. Now, these are the wonton wraps we're using. So this is what they look like, you know, from the store. They're square. I'll set these aside. We're going to use half a teaspoon of salt. Or not even a half teaspoon, use a quarter. Use a quarter teaspoon of pepper. Sprinkle that in there. Use a couple splashes of paprika. Now you can use cayenne pepper, but it is a little spicy, so if you use cayenne, be light with it. All right. And we're going to use a little bit of 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. Use a teaspoon of Worcestershire. All right. And we're going to take a big fork. We're going to mash everything together. Now I know I shouldn't be using a fork in this bowl because I've been scratching it up, but if you have a plastic bowl, just use a plastic bowl. So I'm going to take about a minute. And I'm going to blend all this together really good. Okay, so there's it, everything all mixed up. So I'm taking a teaspoon, and not a large one. Get a little piece, I'm just putting it on a plate. It makes it a lot easier. Don't make them too large because you won't be able to fold them. So test one first to see your size, but about that size will work. All right, let's pull out some wonton wraps. Set those. So they are pretty thin, so you think that's one, but no, see. Make sure you get them separated. So we'll get a couple on here. And one thing, got a little bowl of water here. You're going to take and make sure you get the edge for sure. So it sticks. But I'm going to pretty much do the whole thing except for the very center. But if you do the center, it doesn't matter. But the edge is the most important thing in this part here. So we're going to do this to all of them eventually. But to show you how to, all right, plenty of water on there. Okay, grab one of your little balls there. Grab it from opposite sides. Now we're going to roll it together, but we're not going to touch the tops yet. I'm going to take that other side and roll it. I'm going to take the other side and roll it like that. And then you're going to put them all together at once. And then squeeze the sides. And don't be afraid to squeeze a little to get them to pinch together. So there's one. Do another one. Should have a little hand rag ready that's clean. So grab the sides, pull them together. Try to line up the peaks though. That side, this side. Do the same thing. Push them all together. You know, I'll usually wet one at a time just so it doesn't dry out while I'm doing it. But that one's fine. So there you go. So I'm going to do this to all the rest of them, and we'll be back. Okay, so I'm finishing rolling these, but you know something fascinating. Crab Rangoon is not Asian. It's from San Francisco, California. I think the guy's name was Victor Trader Vic's. I think it was his tiki bar in the 1950s. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, our Rangoons are rolled, all of these. So on your stove, you want to get at least 2 inches of oil in a pot, and have it set at 350 degrees. All right, now we're going to make a sauce while the oil is warming up. All right, first we're going to start out with, I have half a cup of white sugar. I have 4 teaspoons, level teaspoons of cornstarch. Now it's important to make them level because it could end up really thick if you don't. All right, and actually I'm going to mix those up a little bit so they make it a little easier to put it on the stove. Okay, I have 4 teaspoons of white vinegar. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. Okay, and 3/4 cup of water. So, and the secret ingredient for restaurant style, I'll make it restaurant style. They use red dye, and that's where the color comes from, not ketchup. So I'm going to put in, I don't know, about 5 drops in there. I could add more if I want. So now I'm going to take this over to the stove. Now I'm going to heat this on medium low. Okay, so it's very important right now to keep stirring it constantly. What's going to happen is it's going to change from this like opaque color to a dark rich color, and it's going to thicken up like instantly. So it usually only takes about 3 to 4 minutes. So just stay on it, and as soon as it happens, take it off the stove right away. All right, so now it's changing color. You can see it went from the pinkish, now it's starting to get dark. So stay on it. You see how it's bubbling? Change color. This is pretty much done. I'll take it off the stove right away. That's perfect. Oh yeah, looks beautiful. Okay, now my temperature right now is about 350 degrees on mine of the test. So I'm going to test it. So I don't want it to cook too fast. Actually, it seems pretty decent. We don't want to cook them any longer than 2 minutes. You know, actually I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Okay, I got temperature down. Just don't want them to cook too fast. So you won't want them to cook for 2 minutes. If you get them to cook for 2 minutes without burning, that would be perfect. I want to get them probably about 6 in here at a time. And I'm actually going to set my timer so I can have a better idea of how long they're in there. So these are starting to look beautiful. They get too dark. I have a cooling rack. You will burn your mouth if you eat these, so get them on the rack and let them sit while all the rest are cooking. So I turned my temperature down on my stove. I'm actually on low because it was really hot. So there's 2 minutes exactly, and now they look so much nicer. It's beautiful. It actually is on this. So I'm hitting 240, 260, 280, and about 300 degrees. Okay, there we have it. Let's give them a try. Let them cool. Hopefully I don't burn my mouth.
I had one. It was awesome.
Oh. Oh my God. That is so good. I mean, this is amazing. Sorry, a mouthful. Oh my God, this is good. I don't want to put it down. Anyways, well, for a second. There you have it. As long as you're careful when you're frying them, try to set the temperature, perfect. So do a test 1 or 2 first, and you'll have the most amazing crab rangoons you've ever had. Way, way, way better than you probably ever had at a restaurant. So, what do you think, Casey?
By far.
Excellent. Casey had to taste them when I was making them. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. You have a great day. Oh, if you can, please share, like, and subscribe. And we'll bring you some more great videos. Have a great day. Bye.